Gossip and rumors. Gossip is casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. And rumors are a currently circulating story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth.
Why do we gossip?
Good question.
We gossip because we have nothing better to do, make time pass.
Why do we gossip? I think to feel better about ourselves and to attach ourselves to the other person that we're gossiping with, to connect.
We want to compare our own to theirs. We want to see that they're just as valuable as we are, that they make just as many mistakes.
Most likely because it's kind of fun and it's kind of interesting and it plays to that low part of everybody.
I think people gossip because they're focused on what's outside of them rather than what's inside. The ego loves drama, so the ego creates drama and focuses on drama so it doesn't have to feel its own pain.
It makes people feel like better to talk about other people's damage and brokenness.
It seems inbuilt in human nature, though there are people who don't gossip particularly. I suppose the person who's gossiping gets a certain satisfaction out of what they're saying, even though it may be not very pleasant or very nice, it may be harmful.
It's the one time we get to completely forget about our own flaws and just focus on other people's. So there's a certain amount of joy in going like, you know what that guy really needs to do if he wants to improve his life? And then you go through all the things that they should do, and really, a lot of it you should probably do as well.
Yeah, I've heard about gossip that people have said about me. I've seen it online. People think I just dress the way I do for attention. I try to be like others, but I really don't.
I was with this girl for a while, and then we broke up, and people start talking about why we broke up. That's stuff that wasn't true, but because other people are talking about it, people think it's true.
Someone I knew many, many years ago, we were very close. I happened to come in one time and saw a letter in the typewriter. They painted me in an unpleasant, negative way. It just brought a friendship to a crashing halt, which could never, ever again be revived in the same confidence or the same closeness.
When people gossip about me, it's hurt my feelings, and I didn't want to get hurt, and I don't want to hurt other people.
Talking about someone in no way, shape, or form helps you or helps them, but if you talk to the person as opposed to talking about them, you actually get somewhere.
Everyone gossips. Average person spends 52 minutes a day gossiping. Gossip can be positive, neutral, or negative. Gossip can ruin the trust others have in you. Gossip can ruin your reputation. What is gossip? Gossip is endowed with several meanings. To some, it refers only to malicious or actionable talk about someone beyond the person's hearing. Some believe that gossip involves just untrue tales, while others think it can include truthful remarks. Still, others consider gossip to be any talk of a person or institution's affairs, whether personal or professional, innocuous or slanderous. A form of workplace violence, it is essentially a form of attack. If it's starting to hurt someone's feelings or affect morale, that's when the line's been crossed. Why do people gossip? Some people believe it's a form of entertainment. While it's actually a lack of information, individual doesn't realize, and it is gossip. To fit in or to avoid conflict, to project their own insecurities onto others, emotion, reaction, envy, anger, fear, anxiety. How to be mindful of your own gossip. The practice here is simple. Notice when you feel the urge to say something negative about another person, a friend, a coworker, or even a political figure. Awareness of listening is a practice of noticing gossip whenever it arises in conversations with others. Make a rule to only talk about a person who is present. If someone isn't there, don't talk about them behind their back. Another good gossiping rule, never lie. No two-facedness. Don't tell someone something when you're gossiping and then tell someone something else. Penn State values. We have all heard about them and talked about them. Integrity, the act with integrity and honesty. Responsibility, be accountable for our decisions, actions, and their consequences. Excellence, strive for excellence in all we do. Respect, respect and honor the dignity of everyone. Discovery, seek and create new knowledge and understanding. Community, work together for the better of the university, our communities, and our world. What is positive gossip? Positive gossip involves sharing in people's accomplishments and celebrating their achievements with them and with others. Positive gossip also builds positive relationships beyond the team or working unit. If a team has a reputation for only speaking positively about each other and their work, others learn to trust that unit, and it fosters an impression with the work completed by that unit is good. How to handle when someone gossips to you. Confirm the information by asking where the person heard that. Redirect the gossiper back to the person they're talking about. Disengage. It might be best to just walk away or explain that you're not interested in hearing that type of gossip. However, it might be best simply to not engage with that type of situation. For example, you could say something like, "Hey, I'm not interested in hearing that rumors or anything about so-and-so." If you simply don't want to make a big deal of the situation, you could make an excuse. "I have to get back to work," or "I have to go home." How to handle when someone gossips about you. Have a private conversation with someone you completely trust. Confront the source. Keep a healthy self-image. Simply ignore it. Don't let it stop you from your routine. Report it. Stay away from the gossiper. Workplace gossip. Email can be a particularly dangerous method of spreading gossip because messages may be easily forwarded to unintended recipients. Workplace gossip is a form of informal communication among colleagues focused on the private, personal, and sensitive affairs of others. So you're wondering what the dangers of workplace gossip are? Well, it causes negative consequences, such as erosion of trust and morale, lost productivity and wasted time, increased anxiety among employees as rumors circulate, divisiveness among employees as people take sides. Some people enjoy conflict, getting a thrill out of it as it makes them feel secure and in control. Many individuals who are divided are actually very insecure and fearful. Some people want to be the problem solver of the problems they themselves have created. This is done by email and texting, tweeting, and use of other social media, in addition to in-person confrontations. Hurt feelings and reputations. Attrition due to good employees leaving the company. Impossible termination. What is a negative cause of gossip? Well, being the focus of gossip is not only likely to be humiliating in the moment, it can also have a long-term negative impact on a person's self-esteem and self-confidence. This might, in some cases, contribute to the development of depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and eating disorders.
Gossip has no place in a respectful and mature society. Yet it does exist, and unfortunately, adults are usually the one who are spreading it. Gossip is associated with idle talk or rumors about someone's personal life or decisions. You have likely heard gossip or even been in the gossip circles yourself. Today we will discuss the topic of gossip, who it affects, and how to stop it. Have you ever wondered why we gossip? Many people engage in and encourage gossiping. There are so many reality shows and gossip magazines in the media today. We inherently talk about what is going on in our lives and of those that we know and love. Yet we usually do this in a loving way. Most of the time we tend to gossip about someone that we do not like and we get some juicy information about. While at the time the information may be interesting, it is not a good idea to engage in this behavior. Most of the time you will find that people gossip because they do not feel good about themselves. It is easy to bring down others rather than to focus on themselves and how to improve. They are often looking for attention, and if they provide some juicy gossip to others, they will get swarmed around by others and made to feel important. Many psychologists have studied the act of gossiping. Studies have found that gossiping is just as harmful to the gossiper as it is to the person being talked about. Can you believe that 60% of conversations between adults are about someone who is not present in that conversation? That is ridiculous. Now that we know that most people gossip, the question becomes, how do we stop? If someone is trying to drag you into a conversation about someone else that you really do not want to be in, simply ask them, "Why are you telling me this?" This question will stop them in their tracks because it disrupts their motive and their thought process. It takes away the attention off of them. It also makes it clear to them that you are not interested in being involved in this conversation. When you ask this question, they will stop. They may mumble some kind of an answer, but it is never a good, legitimate one. At that point, you can clearly state that you do not wish to be involved in that discussion and suggest that they discuss their information with the person that they are talking about. Our society has become one that revolves around other people's pains. Instead of joining this trend, refuse to engage in a conversation about a person that they would likely be hurt by should they overhear it.
In conclusion, the key points to bring across are rumors, gossip, and fake news. We've all heard these terms. While most consider them harmless, they can affect your health. Learning to tell the difference between fact and fiction can be a real boost, both mentally and physically. Rumors can damage someone's reputation, livelihood, or personal life, causes lost productivity in the workplace, and living by the PSU values of respect and responsibility.
Are you willing to end gossip? Brought to you by the Conscious Leadership Group. Find them on the web at www.conscious.is. Conscious leaders choose to end gossip. This is a radical choice. Let's face it, gossip is normal. It's what most people, teams, and organizations do most of the time. Why is gossip so pervasive? Here are several reasons. It's fun and entertaining. Whole industries are built around the entertainment value of gossip. It builds alliances. The people I gossip with are people I'm connecting with, at least while we're gossiping. It can make me feel good, at least in the moment, because I get to be right and I get to be better than the people I'm gossiping about. I also get to avoid feeling feelings I find uncomfortable, like anger, fear, and sadness. It gives me something to talk about. Many people wouldn't have much to talk about if they didn't gossip about some other people. Some leaders believe gossip is the way for them to find out what people in their organization are really thinking. So it makes sense that people gossip. But before we continue with our discussion, let's define gossip. Gossip is talking about another person in a way you wouldn't talk if they were present. Gossip is saying things about another person you haven't said directly to them. And gossip is talking about another person in a way that makes you right and better than them. Now that we're clear on what gossip is and why we do it, let's look at the cost of gossip. Gossip damages trust. When people find out we've gossiped about them, they trust us less. When we work on teams where gossip is prevalent, we start to believe that our teammates will gossip about us as well. Gossip lets the steam off, and this can feel good for a moment. That steam is actually discomfort. And for conscious leaders, this discomfort is a gift. It motivates them to go have direct conversations with people with whom they have issues. Gossip wastes time and money, because gossip never resolves issues. Everything slows down as problems just keep recycling. This wasted time could have been spent accomplishing goals. Gossip reinforces unconscious commitments to taking less than 100% responsibility, being right, not committing to learning, and not seeing others as our allies. These unconscious commitments destroy teams. So, are you willing to end gossip? If so, first make the decision to stop gossiping. It's a choice, and like all choices, it begins with clarifying your commitment. If you're willing to commit, then the next step is to put yourself on a gossip-free diet. You might start with a small step, like choosing not to gossip about your teammates. Then you can add not gossiping about your boss or corporate. You can add more people to the list as you go. When you're ready to go deeper with your commitment, you can choose to not listen to others when they gossip. We keep gossip going in our world by both speaking it and by listening to it. When people gossip with you about others, you can just excuse yourself or change the subject. There's no need to become the gossip cop who patrols your organization, penalizing those who gossip. Gossip is normal in most cultures, but conscious leaders and high-performing teams recognize the high costs of gossip and choose to end it. Are you willing to end gossip?
In summary, if you're the subject of a rumor, gossip, or bullying, it's important to remember that not every bit of teasing is bullying, but when it does escalate to that point, don't respond, cut them off, block the calls, and text, and block them on social media. Get in touch with your internet service provider. If the abuses come in through a website or on your smartphone, chances are the bully is violating their terms of service. If it's so offensive, the post will disappear. You can also contact the police. There are laws against harassment, stalking, and threatening behavior. Don't engage with them. Don't forward the messages to friends. Most of all, don't believe whatever's being said about you.